Welcome back to Okaloosa Today on Cox. We just heard from Councilman Destin, who was recently elected to City Council again, and right now joining me is Councilman Cyron Marler. Same situation, ran for re-election, got elected in March. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you, Doug. Yeah, I got elected in March, but I only won by 6 votes. And I believe 4 years ago when we did this same thing, I said, if you don't believe your vote counts, you are wrong, because this time it was a 6-vote margin between 2 other people who were running. We had 11 people running for 4 seats, and I was lucky enough to get those extra 6 votes that put me re-elected for now my 4th term.
Yeah, you're right. You've had a couple of elections like this, and we've seen that every vote absolutely counts. 6 votes is a very slim margin. Like you said, 11 candidates is a big field, and it seemed like a lot of people were interested in this year's election.
Yes, they were. We had a lot of issues that they were after to try to help change, but we did get some good people re-elected this time. Myself and Mr. Dixon, and of course the newbies, Parker Destin and Chatham Morgan, who I served with both Parker's father and Chatham's father in previous councils.
Yeah, funny you mention that. So you've been on council for several different terms. Tell us a little bit about your tenure.
Well, let's see. I started in 2000 and got reelected in 2004 and left in 2008, took a 4-year hiatus, came back in 2012 and won by 30 votes, beating out one of the incumbents, and then of course this time around by 6 votes, beating out a former council member and one of the persons that's pretty prominent in Destin.
Well, good. Well, welcome back on council. Tell me a little bit about your experience running this time. It was different, like we said, a big field. I know that things were a little different this year in the election cycle.
Well, there were a lot of different issues having to do with, of course, Noriega Point is one of those issues. There was also issues of different properties not getting what they wanted and other properties doing things that some citizens thought they shouldn't, and they were looking for a change, I think, in office, and there's nothing wrong with change when it gets there. Like I said, the good thing is that the 2 of us that got reelected, plus the 2 others, were born and raised in Destin, which is a good thing. If you're born and raised here, you know what it was like in the early days, and those early days were a whole lot different than what it is now. And I was telling this to someone the other day. It's amazing that when I was growing up, you had to come to the city of Fort Walton for just about anything except gasoline and a few things. We had 2 mom and pop grocery stores, and now you literally do not have to come to Fort Walton unless you need something special, because everything we have and need is in Destin.
That's a good point. Destin's grown a lot in the 35 years it's been incorporated, but over a long period of time, Destin's gone from a sleepy fishing village to a tourist destination. It's crowded right now. It's summertime. A lot of people here. So that means we have a lot of big city problems, issues, and a lot of big city positives as well that you as a council will work through.
Yes, we do have a lot of things that are pending that kind of sort of makes it big city problems. Having the fact that we don't have some of the amenities that we can offer people to incorporate into our area, but we are large on parks and recreation. We have humongous parks and recreation facilities for everybody. The Morgan Fields, we're acquiring, or we're actually being given another park, which will be Leonard Destin Park, that will be on Calhoun, which is one of the oldest streets in Destin. We're currently working on getting Royal Melvin Park on the harbor in the final stages, so we can start that to continue our boardwalk, and bringing up the boardwalk. In my last 4 years, we had the boardwalk put in, and it's been awesome. I mean, the people are coming back to the harbor, and I believe I said this before, it's like, it used to be the harbor was a place to see. Now everybody is coming to the harbor because it's the place to be.
Right. It really gives, that boardwalk really gives our residents and our visitors the ability to walk the harbor and not have to dodge fences and different. And it just adds a continuity along the properties down there that's been a real nice amenity.
Oh yes, and it's as we continue to hopefully get the boardwalk to go under the bridge, which is one of the things I'd like to see done in the next 4 years, or at least the plans done to go under the Marler Bridge and come out on the north side, so that we can have a continuous path from that point of view, and also continue to go east to the Harbor Docks Restaurant, which is where we intended it to stop to begin with.
Sure.
And so that'll give us, give the people a lot more areas to walk, and we have a lot of things to do down on the harbor. There's pirate cruises, there's dolphin cruises, there's restaurants, all kinds of things that you can enjoy down on the harbor. So I hope a lot of people will go down there.
Well, this has got to really be a good place to be a councilman. I mean, there are your issues that you deal with, but you have a great place to promote, to be a part of, and really to live too.
Oh yeah, I tell the people all the time. He says, "Well, have you always lived here?" I says, "Yes. Why would I want to leave paradise?" And that's the way I consider it. You brought it up a few minutes ago that we were a sleepy little fishing village. Now we're a full-fledged tourism resort, and that's one of the good things about it. We have a lot of employment in Destin for a lot of people that would have to go other places besides Destin to get good employment. So we employ a lot of people in the city.
Yeah, we do, and there's just an energy and almost this sense of community that's in Destin right now, and our visitors are coming back every year, and a lot of that has to do with the park system that the city has, and our beautiful beaches, and that boardwalk and harbor, our fishing charter boats out of the harbor, just wonderful amenities for our visitors and residents.
Oh yes, I think, and we can do more. As we continue to grow and evolve as a city, we can do more. I think in the next few years we're going to see a lot of different changes in the way that we're with traffic and the way we're working on trying to get. We really want more tourism here, but we want it to be at a level of where we can handle it.
Well, you mentioned traffic. That's just one of the things that goes with growth, and that's something council's working on right now, is how to manage that growth and traffic. That's something you'll be looking at very closely, or looking at now and continue to look at.
Yeah, we're hoping at one time we were looking at hopefully reducing the speed from the bridge to at least Benning Drive or Main Street from 35 to 25, which would help slow down traffic. We've put 5 lighted crosswalks that are pedestrian activated. They're not activated right this moment that we're filming this, but hopefully in the next few days they'll be activated, and that'll help the pedestrians cross the road, and I think that's going to help us a lot.
Sure. Yeah, that'll add to the ability to move through and things of that nature. We have about a minute left. Give me a little snapshot of what you're looking forward to these next 4 years on council.
I would like to hopefully see Noriega Point, which we've been working on for the last 4 years, to get that completed in the next year or two, so that the boats will have a safe area to come in and out of the harbor. I'd like to see us still do some stuff on affordable housing issues that we've been working on since my first time on council. And I'd also like to see more participation from our citizens in the city council, coming and being on our committees, and when my term is up, running for city council.
All right. Well, you've done a good job. We appreciate you being here, and thank you for running and devoting your life to this community. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and also to know that you've been here for a while and you do it for the right reasons.
Oh yes, because after this term I'll have served 24 years total, either on committees or in the city council.
Not a lot of people can say that. That's very
I'm very
good.
proud that I was able to do it.
Good. Well, thanks for being on the show today. We look forward to seeing you on Monday nights at our council meetings, and thank you for your work.
Thank you, Doug, for having me.
Thank you for watching the show. Stay tuned for the City of Fort Walton Beach and Joe Soria next.